Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we proudly present our spectacular show of podcast magic and imagination full of Disney wonder, news, and pop culture. It's the Main Street Electrical Podcast with Jenn Dave and David Dollar.
Hi, Jenn.
Hi, Dave.
It's the Main Street Electrical Podcast. Celebrating Princess Week. It's World Princess Week. I think that was a thing that Disney put together last week because, you know, we're coming out of COVID. They needed something to celebrate. They're like, let's do. I don't even know. Is this a Disney thing? Like, did they create this? Is this something that was going on culturally around the world and they
didn't
into it?
I've never heard of it, but until like Disney put it out there, so I don't know. Let's.
I kind of feel like it's not a bad thing. It's kind of fun.
I'm good with it.
Celebrate the princesses and everything. We don't have a Prince Week, which I guess we would have lots of Purple Rain, jokes and stuff going on there.
Or the doves cry.
World Prince Week. That's right. It's the doves cry. Here's the new generation, and under the cherry moon. How'd you Disney this week?
Well, my Disneying is like a little bit different. Aside from wearing my Disney shirt, which of course I'm wearing
always
my Disney shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I am packing like crazy for Costa Rica for Adventures by Disney. I sat on a webinar about it yesterday. I'm very, very excited. I got my nails done for the trip, so I've just been prep. All
nice.
Prepping.
Very nice. Very nice. So Costa Rica, you're going to be gone like a week, which is surprising. Is that the ABD trip is an entire week? I mean, it's a full week.
So it
trip,
is.
It's like the parks where you're adding on a few extra days down there in Central America, just for the heck of it.
I am adding a day before and a day after.
Okay.
Always flying in the day before. Travel agents,
always.
We tell our clients to do it.
Yep.
I'm doing it.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm not missing it because of the flight issues, right? And then the day after, it was actually cheaper to fly home the day after the adventure ended. So I was like, literally, I still saved money adding a hotel night. So it was a no-brainer.
That's not uncommon right now. It really isn't.
It's not.
We've done this with Disney. Like, we would literally add a night at Disney because the next day flights are so much cheaper. And like, we go from 42,000 points per flight to 16,000 points per flight by skipping. And we're like, we'll just spring for the extra $200 and save like 100,000 points.
Literally, it's like it's a no-brainer because you get more time away. We didn't have to be home for anything because we were going to get home on a Friday versus a Saturday. Okay, so we're getting home Saturday. Whatever. Like there's nothing on a Saturday. So
I got to think that Brady just talking to his buddies, and they're all his buddies who are married to maybe stay-at-home moms, or they're married to teachers, or they're married to doctors, things like that. And Brady's like, yeah, I gotta go with my wife again. To Costa Rica. I mean, I have to go to Disney in another month, and my goodness, we just got back from Disney World again, and we're going to we're going to be touring Europe next summer, and just the life of a travel agent spouse. Thoughts and prayers for Brady, completely.
Yeah, I know, right?
So I Disneyed by basically shirting. I have more shirts. By shirting. I have more shirts. Of course, I'm wearing and I actually didn't even notice this until a little while ago when I put the shirt on for my day. I have this is my Disneyland shirt. It's got little Disneyland icons all over it.
Oh, cute.
Well, there's a shirt like this at Disney World with the icons on it. And, we were kind of giving my niece who's down there now and a shopping list. I'm saying, hey, can you get us some stuff? We're waiting for October. Like, I'm one of the only guys in the world that have his outfits planned for his vacation. And my vacation in 5 weeks, which, by the way, Jen, it's 5 weeks away for Epcot's 40th. I've got every day planned out. And so I've got I don't know if you've seen the white retro shirt with a retro logo on. It's got Mickey and Goofy.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
I've got that coming. And I've got a version of this shirt with the Disney World icons all over it. Didn't even know the shirt existed. And I was actually like looking at it, and I sent her a picture, and I was like, let me know if you see this. And like the next day she goes like, I got you that shirt too. I'm like, oh, well, I guess I'm going to buy it. There you go. And of course, Jen, the Doonies were released this week, both Emperor's New Groove and Haunted Mansion. I think Stephanie sent you the Haunted Mansion one.
Oh my gosh, she did. And I was like, ugh.
So she said, look at this Haunted Mansion. I said, you should send that to Jen. Do you think she'll like it? Oh, I think she would love to see that. So,
yes. And
she made up buying that.
Listen, if I wasn't building a house, I would be like,
or going to Costa Rica.
Of course, Meredith is so excited about Emperor's New Groove.
Right. Well, I like I told my niece down there at the parks, I was like, look for this Dooney if you can find it, because I know they're in limited supply. I know they're going to sell fast. And she found him. So I messaged Meredith immediately, which for the audience, Meredith is one of our travel agents, the Hungry Travel Agent. You can find her on Instagram. And so I messaged her immediately and I was like, which Dooney do you want? She was like, Emperor's New Groove. I was like, no, which one do you want? She's like, well, I'm looking for the crossbody. So I messaged my niece. Niece was like, here it is. Here's the cost. It's like, Meredith, I can get it for you right now. Do you want it? And of course, I like my phone like caught fire because she was so excited. It's just, yes, oh my gosh, whatever. So Meredith is going to get a crossbody. Meredith is going to pay me back. I love my friend Meredith, but not to the tune of, over $100 of like, here's a purse for you. Yay. Thank you for doing dining for me. No. So I'll send you a gift card for Chick-fil-A or something like that. But it's exciting. I get to make a little magic for a fellow travel agent. Just say, hey, I got you a purse that you really, really want that's going to sell out. Now you have it. And,
because those are like impossible online. So it's like, you have to know somebody.
Right.
Like I've had people contact me before. Listen, can you look for, like, I will Venmo you right now.
Yes.
Like, can you please just pick up this purse for me? Because, whether it's a Dooney or whatever, because they can really sell out.
They really sell out fast. And I've got the Haunted Mansion Legos coming.
Oh, that's right. Emily grabbed those.
Which is great. Emily grabbed those for me. Again, another travel agent who is actually working on building a service to be able to buy things and get things for clients and stuff. We're not going to go too far into it because she's still building. She's not ready to announce it yet. But yes, our girl Emily is working on a service to be able to do things like that.
Yeah.
And I want to bring her on as a sponsor of the show. When she finally gets her business up and running, I would love for her to sponsor a couple episodes.
She's fantastic.
She's wonderful. She's wonderful.
She's so good.
She couldn't find the Haunted Mansion Legos. I couldn't find it. She finally found it. She secured it for me. And people out there, you're like, oh my gosh, all this money. I get it. It's ridiculous. I'm not going to Costa Rica. And this is why the only vacations I ever actually take are to Disney World and back. So, which is also why we're only going for 3 nights versus the 5 or 6 nights we talked about originally for Epcot's 40th. And so anyway, that's coming soon. Not a lot of news to talk about, but first, the sad news, Jen. The H2O shampoo and products are going away.
I'm really sad because I really like that lotion.
I mean, it's good stuff.
It's good.
Now, I remember this like years and years ago, and I know they haven't had H2O forever.
No,
H2O is a brand. Basically.
It is a brand.
And I don't know the parent company, and I went on the website, and the company itself just says they're retiring the brand. So it's not like Disney and this company, decided to part ways for whatever reason.
No, it's nothing like that.
This company simply said we're retiring the brand.
Like, we're just not doing this brand.
We're not doing the brand anymore. We're not making H2O products anymore. You can actually buy them online right now for 30% off at Shop Disney on clearance.
Yeah,
they have them at the parks now, like kind of set up, and I think they're going to probably go in clearance.
I'm sure they'll.
Disney hasn't released what they're going to do yet. I don't know. We've made the joke that with Chapek, we're probably looking at Suave, with a fancy label on it. But who knows? Who knows? Hopefully they'll come up with something. And so Cabana Bay has Universal has VO5. Chapek will be like, get some VO4. It's a little cheaper and it still looks just as good. And so anyway, don't listen to this, Bob. I'm just kidding. I love you. And so so I don't know what they're going to do. It is one of those things that like H2O is kind of, it's been a part of our trip for like the last 10, 12 years.
It's really.
You would just take them, which is what you do in all hotels. We actually have a large bag of them in our garage, and there are homeless shelters around the area that we donate, women shelters that we donate them to, because we don't use them at home. So we'll just donate big bags of hotel shampoo. And lately it's been like, here's a bunch of Disney stuff, H2O. And now I'm going to be like, no more. Sorry. So sad stuff. Yeah. Also, and I think this is good. We were all worried about it when it came out, but this is actually a good thing for the most part. Disney is changing its Park Pass reservation system slightly.
It has been changed.
Before anybody gets crazy, you still have to have Park Pass reservations. And I'm going to reiterate this again, that if you buy a ticket, you have to go online and tell Disney what park you're going to start your day in.
Yes.
Just because you have a ticket in your hand, don't walk up to the gates going, look at this. I got a ticket. It's got Mickey right here on the front. I paid for this. It's $158. I'm going right into Magic Kingdom. They're going to say, did you reserve yourself to this park? And you're going to say no. And they're going to say, bye. Because you have to tell Disney where you're going. When you park hop, you don't. And this is what we were hoping for, that they would say park hopping's been dropped, like the park hopping 2:00 have been dropped or whatever. They had a webinar this week. They came out and said Park Pass reservations will change. Here's the main part I got it. And Jen, I want you to fill the gaps in because you might know, you probably know more than I do. Now, because originally when you went online to, let's just say you had a Park Pass reservation for Magic Kingdom, one for Epcot, one for Hollywood.
Yes.
And you're like, you know what? I don't want to go to Epcot. why would you say that? I don't want to go to Epcot.
Don't know
I'm
why
going
you
to
would
go to
say
Animal
that,
Kingdom
honestly.
instead, and then park hop to Epcot. That's why you would do it.
Right.
You had to go on and delete your Epcot
Mm-hmm.
and then grab Animal Kingdom, crossing your fingers that there was an Animal Kingdom there. And if there's not an Animal Kingdom there, you had to cross your fingers that the Epcot was still there. Now, most of the time you could look ahead and find out, but if you're in those dicey situations where you're going
where
next
it's
week,
like
park passes are in limited supply, it was really, really dicey.
Yeah.
Now, at least for regular guests, APs are different, but now you can actually change it without canceling one. Like you can actually just replace it, like dining, where you don't have to cancel a reservation to get them. It'll just ask you, do you want to replace this? You say yes if it's within a certain time frame.
And
so
this one is interesting. Like, so you have to go on and you click modify next to the Park Pass reservation that you know, it used to just say cancel or manage. And then like when you got to the next screen, your option was to cancel basically. You could add people to it, but you couldn't, or you could cancel people off of it, like just certain people, you know, but now instead of just cancel button, you get a modify button. And then you click that, it takes you to the next screen where you choose the date, you choose the park, it shows you, you know, what has availability, and then you can confirm the change, which is really nice. Like you said, you don't have to risk not having a park reservation altogether. I know there were situations, especially early on, where we had people stalking for like a Magic Kingdom pass, you know, and it was like, well, sometimes it might show up. And I mean, it doesn't look like it is on the calendar, but like if somebody has just now dropped it, you know, if there's like one pass, let's be real, the calendar's not going to be green for one. Like for one reservation, it's not going to happen, you know, especially when you're really close to. So now you can just look to see if there's availability to modify. And that is really nice. The other thing that's nice is if you have a mixed party, and by mixed party, I mean like annual pass holders and regular ticket holders. It used to be that you'd have to do them separately. Annual pass holders had to make their own. And then like the quote regular ticket people had to make their own. That way you had to do them in separate batches. Now you can select the ticket you want to link it to. It can be a mixed party of regular ticket holders and annual pass holders. So that makes it a little bit easier. Is a little bit extra clicking. I just sort of like went in to do a sample one for myself to figure out, you know, what the new system looked like. It's not that much harder, but it is a little bit more clicking because now it'll list, you know, your ticket days. And if you have multiple different tickets, you have to choose, okay, I want to link it to this ticket. Okay, I want to link it to this ticket. So just a little bit of extra work, but a lot of nice enhancements for that.
Yeah,
so.
I like the fact, and I've been in the situation before where I needed like a Magic Kingdom or Animal Kingdom or something, and you have to cancel one. So you go through a period of minutes, however long it takes you to get to the other one, where you don't have a park pass reservation, where you have no park scheduled for a day. And it's different, like I said, with dining or even a hotel reservation. If you're at, you know, if you're at a, I don't know, a Riverside room, you know, pool or water view, and you want to go to a preferred room, you don't have to cancel one to get to the other. You just try to replace it, and it will replace it, or it'll update your cart. And now you can do that with your park passes, which is a really good thing. I really like that. APs obviously are going to be different. There's some different tweaks there, and you mentioned some of that. But park pass reservations are changing. It was weird because they did a whole webinar. You got the emails on the webinar and everything like that. Come on, everybody logged on, and it was over in 5 minutes. And I was like, "This is Disney's epitome of this could have been an email."
It was really short. I was really, like, really short. Okay, that's cool. No problem.
Well, Jen, it is World Princess Week. And we want to do a little celebration of princesses because there are 13 princesses, to be sure.
There are
13 official princesses. And can you name them all, actually?
Ooh, okay.
The official princesses.
All right. Snow White.
That's one.
Cinderella.
Yep.
Sleeping Beauty. I'm probably not going to always go in order.
That's okay. You don't
FYI. So I'm just so you know.
Okay.
So we're 13. Little Mermaid. So Ariel. Sorry.
Yep.
Belle. Jasmine.
That's 6.
Pocahontas.
7.
Mulan.
8.
Merida.
9.
Rapunzel.
10.
Moana.
11.
Tiana.
12. And the newest one.
Newest one is Raya.
Very good.
Thank you.
Very good.
I
Very
was
good.
thinking that I would like try to go in my eras, and then I know I like.
And for the most part, you had them in order. I think when you went to Mulan, you jumped to Merida. Tiana and Rapunzel were there in the middle.
Yeah.
And then Moana. And so, but yeah, the last 3 or 4, a little out of order, but otherwise, very good. Good job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good
I think,
job.
well, I was thinking of the one parade, and I don't know. I think Merida was like near Rapunzel somewhere or something. And so in my head, I pictured one than the other. I don't know.
Well, Disney princesses are interesting because, I mean, obviously they're a part of Disney lore. They are a part of who Disney, I mean, the face of Disney in a lot of ways. You know, there are 3 or 4 princesses, I think, in general. And I worked at the Disney store. So a lot of the products that had princesses on it, and I'm thinking like pink pencil cases and folders and stuff, they had 3 or 4 princesses on there on the front. You would always see Cinderella, you'd always see Snow White, Belle, and sometimes probably Ariel. Sometimes Jasmine.
Ariel.
But Cinderella with that blue sweeping dress, and right beside her would be like Sleeping Beauty with the pink, and there'd be Belle with the yellow, and then you know, and an accoutrement of other characters, whatever. But those are 3 or 4 you'd always see. In the recent years, of course, we've gotten some different princesses, especially more ethnic, representing a lot more cultures and lifestyles. You've got Mulan, you've got Pocahontas, Tiana, you know, Meredith with the big flaming red hair, and
Merida
Moana with the island there. Merida. Did I say Meredith?
You just said, Meredith.
Did this before. And then Raya. And so it's been kind of nice watching the princesses go across the spectrum. So what I want to do is we're going to talk some categories, some princess categories, and we're going to kind of come up with our favorites amongst these 13. We're going to talk about our favorite movie of the princesses. Our favorite song, doesn't have to be the favorite movie, but the favorite song, favorite attraction. And that's any attraction that a princess is in. It could be a meet and greet, it could be a ride, it could be a show with any kind of attraction. Favorite sidekick of any of the princesses. A lot of them have sidekicks and stuff. Your favorite prince. Now, that's only going to have some of them, obviously, because some don't have princes, and we'll get to the other ones in a minute.
Sure.
And then we're going to talk a little bit about who should be a princess. Like, are there the 2 or 3 out there that we think, you know what, Disney, it's time. Come on, this person needs to be a princess. Yeah. Why are they not a princess? And so first thing is going to be favorite movie. Your favorite princess movie. Okay, but before we get to the princesses, before we get to the categories and stuff, I do want to run through the real quick history of the Disney princess concept. Okay. Now, obviously, Snow White's been a Disney princess since Snow White, since 1939, 37, 39?
39. She was 39.
But the official concept of Disney princesses wasn't even a thing until 2000.
I was going to say it was late 90s or 2000. So yeah,
Former Nike executive Andy Mooney, he was the appointed president of the Walt Disney Company product division, and he was at a Disney on Ice show, and he saw a lot of little girls attending the show dressed in princess attire, but it wasn't Disney merchandise. Like, they had different princesses and stuff. They were generic princess products that they had turned into a Halloween costume. Maybe somebody had grabbed a blue dress and was like, look, I'm Cinderella. And so he talked to the product division, and it was like, we need to make a legitimate Disney princess franchise. Roy E. Disney, Walt's nephew, was objected to the line itself, because he didn't like having mingling characters for the fairy tales and other narratives. So they didn't want, like, you know, Snow White and Aurora and Ariel mixing together, but they were like, cha-ching, we're going to make some money off of this. So let's go ahead, and which I honestly have no problem with this. So here's the original lineup of princesses: Snow White, Cinderella, Tinkerbell, Aurora, Ariel, Belle, Jasmine, Pocahontas, Mulan, and Esmeralda. Tinkerbell.
Oh my word.
Tinkerbell was taken out because she was going to be part of the Disney Fairies franchise. Now, there was a time when Disney Fairies was a big deal.
That was a big thing in the early 2000s.
I don't think it's a big deal now. I just don't. They've come out with several movies. Nobody cares. Nobody can name any of those other fairies except for, like, I think Violet is a character.
I think I have a picture with her.
Now, the movies are good. I've seen the movies. The movies are actually pretty good. I like the movies, especially the first one, the Tinkerbell movie. It was a big.
It just didn't take off.
It was direct to video, and this was a product like that was direct to video, and because you had video, you could do it. Streaming, it gets
that
lost.
Wasn't right.
And so this was the first time these characters would be marketed to their original films. Esmeralda was also removed. It doesn't say why, but I'm guessing that's probably because A, Hunchback was not a real popular movie. And B, I don't know if you've ever, last time you saw Hunchback, that's a movie that's not necessarily for kids.
It is a dark movie.
A lot of adult themes. And
I mean, it is. Frollo is potentially the creepiest. I mean, like, worse than Dr. Facilier. Worse than, like, Frollo is freaky. That's all. He's freaky.
So he really is, and the whole thing is just a little creepy. I don't want to say creepy, but kind of. I mean, Frollo is just weird.
I mean,
it's a
it
weird
also has
villain,
the most underrated music.
It's
Hunchback
good.
has
It's
a
got some good
gorgeous
music.
soundtrack.
Topsy Turvy is great. Topsy Turvy is fantastic.
Oh, I mean,
So
just
I love
in
that.
general, God Help the Outcasts.
Yep.
There on stage, I have seen Hunchback on stage.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I mean,
Okay.
I thought it was great.
It's one of my least favorite movies, but I agree with you. The music is good. I don't like the story itself. It's just not a movie for me. But the music is very good.
They did change, of course, the ending as Disney does, because I've
Right.
read The Hunchback of Notre Dame, which is,
of course,
very depressing.
Well, I mean, the ending of Little Mermaid was also depressing too.
Yes,
and they
it was.
changed that. So
yes, it was.
So little tidbit here. They decided early on that princesses should never make eye contact with each other to keep their individual mythologies intact. Everyone stares off in a different direction as if they're unaware of the other one being there. They launched the product line in 2001 with no marketing. I'm sorry, with no focus groups.
Right.
Very minimal marketing. By 2001, it had generated about $300 million in product sales. 2012, $3 billion.
Crazy.
They marketed out for toys and things like that. Tiana was the first character to the Princess franchise added to the Princess franchise on March 14th, 2010, taking Tinkerbell's place as the 9th member. Her coronation was in New York. Rapunzel was then added a little bit later on. Disney added Pixar's character Merida to that. Moana was added in March of 2019. And then, of course, it was announced very recently that Raya from Raya and the Last Dragon will be inducted as a member of the new lineup during Royal Princess Week at Disneyland Paris. But there's no announcement as to when her coronation is going to be.
Yeah, we don't know when that will
be. Really sure. So yeah, let's talk about our princesses. And first of all, Jen, your favorite of the 13 films, and we're going to include Raya, even though she's officially not. She's a princess elect at this point.
Okay, well, we'll allow it.
Yeah, we'll allow it. We're not going to include anybody that we think should be a princess. Anna and Elsa not included. Tinkerbell not included.
Interestingly enough, Anna, of course, will be correct. Yes. They're queens. Yeah. So
right. So they're queens now. And so, but yeah, let's talk a little bit about these movies. Jen, what are maybe one or two, your favorite films out of these? And this is a hard, because there's some really good films.
This is a really, really hard one. I mean, honestly. So Beauty and the Beast, I mean, Belle is my favorite princess. So straight up, I got to throw out to Beauty and the Beast. This is really hard because I like so many of them. I really do. I do love Cinderella. It is a classic.
It's good.
It is absolutely a classic. It's sometimes I just think in terms of what would I sit down and watch tonight? Like if I'm sitting down, that's sort of how I determine it. Not because I necessarily like one better or worse, or if they don't, whatever. Like, what would I sit down and watch tonight? I will always watch Beauty and the Beast. I will always watch Cinderella, probably because I grew up watching them. I really love Moana. So I'm going to probably, I really love that one. I love the music in it. I love the characters. I love the storylines. I'm probably going to throw Moana in there.
I think for me, this is one of those, doing a movie podcast, I come across this as well, where people are like, what's your favorite movies? And I have a favorite movie, but it's not a movie that I watch all the time. It's not one I'm like, I'm going to watch this movie every day. But there's a certain set of movies, and some of these are included in this, that if you're flipping channels, which by the way, nobody flips channels anymore, unfortunately.
No.
But back in the day when you were flipping channels, if this happened to be on the channel you flip through, you would stop and watch it.
Yes.
You'd be like, oh, this movie's on. Especially this, I love the song. And then you watch it the rest of the entire movie.
Absolutely.
Beauty and the Beast is one of those. It is one of those movies, no matter whether it's the very beginning where I'm like, oh, something, this is the very beginning. Bonjour, this is great. We'll watch this. Or oh, something is there that wasn't there before. I think I'll watch it at the end. Or like there's the mob song, which one of the most underrated Disney songs of all time.
100%.
That song is incredible.
It is so good.
So good. And nobody talks about it.
It's
nobody
really
talks
good.
about the mob song. It's so good.
Yeah.
And so I probably, out of these, my favorite movie, I think, is not even my favorite princess. My favorite movie, I think, is going to be Beauty and the Beast. It's one of my top 30, 35 favorite films of all time.
It's just really good.
It's what really, I think Aladdin is what kind of sucked me back into Disney in the early 90s. But Beauty and the Beast, when I watched it, I was like, this movie's incredible. And just the story behind it, the story of how it got made. And honestly, looking at this list here, you take your first three, Snow White, Cinderella, and Beauty. That is your kind of your foundation, your founding princess, father, mother, princesses, whatever you call them. But Mermaid, Beast, and Aladdin, and then of course you throw in Lion King. That's the core of Disney animation, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Renaissance.
The Renaissance.
Those movies don't succeed. There's no more Disney animation. It just we're making directed Disney stuff, or we're watching Tinkerbell movies all day, and that's it. So Beauty and the Beast is probably my favorite of those. All right, Jen, here's the hard one. your favorite princess song that a princess sings, be it a ballad, be it a happy song, be it whatever song that a princess sings that is your favorite of these.
Can I give a runner-up too?
You can give 2 or 3. You can get. It's okay. Let's talk about them. Let's talk about.
Yeah. So
well,
this one.
You want to run through them real quick? You want to run through these?
Oh no,
quick?
I know what they. I know what they all are. But
Snow White.
For the audience, if you
I'm
would like
taking
to
out
run
Snow White
them.
completely. There's nothing in Snow White that I want to hear because her voice drives me just up the wall. I can't do it. The Wishing Well song. I'm waiting.
Would you like me to do?
Can't do it. Can't do it.
I'm wishing.
Oh no, just
for the
I'm out.
one
I'm out. Maleficent should have won that. I'm out.
Maleficent?
Maleficent's not Maleficent. The evil queen. Whatever. I don't.
There's a whole story. That story actually is fascinating about the voice of Snow White, because she had to make herself sound young, and they found there's a whole story behind how they found the voice for that, and she literally sounded like that. Even when she was like 60.
I can't remember her name.
No, she just died recently.
Is it Adriana? Was it the Adriana?
I think so.
Something Cassetti.
She was a singer, and but that was the style. Also, remember in the 30s, whenever she was being voiced, that was sort of the style. So, but there is nothing from Snow White that I'm going to put out there as my favorite.
Cinderella Sleeping Beauty, and I get the songs confused a little bit because one is So This Is Love and one's Once Upon a Dream, or are they both from the same one?
Once Upon a Dream is Sleeping Beauty.
Sleeping Beauty, okay.
And then So This Is Love is Cinderella.
That's what I was thinking. Okay. I love both of those songs. So both of the songs are just fantastic. Mermaid, of course, we've got Part of Your World, which is the kind of the theme song of that. Beauty and the Beast, she sings something there. Wasn't there before? She sings it with Beast, and of course she sings the opening song.
Bonjour.
What's the name of the song?
Bonjour.
There goes the baker with his tray like always. Yes, that one's Good Morning, Belle. That's the name of the song. I couldn't think of the name of the stupid song.
I was almost there, and then you just
and then of course Jasmine, the only song she really sings is
Whole New World.
So there's that,
which is a great song.
Color of the Wind. Again, not a fan of the movie. The song is okay. Mulan. Does she sing?
The Reflection.
Reflection. That's right, Reflection.
Reflection show.
Princess and the Frog. Almost There is the one I
almost there. Yeah, automatically.
Almost There.
I think she sings a couple of other things.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
Tangled is I See the Light, and there's another one too from Tangled, I believe.
There is the opening one. So I'll read a book or maybe
yes, that one. Like that one. You think I know that one right now? Brave, no songs in Brave, which is okay. Moana.
No, there is a song in Brave.
Does she sing it?
Ish.
It can't be
ish. But I don't. But it's not like it's not.
Would you?
It is not a focal.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we're not going to count that. We're not going to count. There's too much other stuff to look at. We're not going to count that. So Moana, of course, you've got the song of How Far I'll Go.
How Far I'll Go. Which was a few reprises.
Yeah, they're all blending together in my head. I'm like, So yeah, Jen. All right. So your favorite 2 or 3 out of all of these are the princess songs you talked about. What is the 2 or 3 that you keep going to? They're like, oh, this is
okay. I love See the Light. I love See the Light from Rapunzel. From the first moment I heard it, and I actually heard the song before I watched the movie, and I was already obsessed with the song. So definitely that one. Belle's my girl, but I don't put her in this list. Like I love her stuff. I love but I'm not going to put that up as high as some of the other ones. Once Upon a Dream. That's like a random, you're walking around your house. I will do that. Yes, I will do it in the same key and full out operatically because I can. And because when nobody's home.
Right.
And then So This Is Love. I don't know. Those just like kind of stick. Those are ones that I'll hum.
Right.
I love many of the other ones. That is not taking away. If any of these if Almost There comes on, I'm going with it. I'm singing.
So you hate all the rest of the songs. I got you.
That's exactly what I said. Yeah.
I am When Will My Life Begin is the song we're talking about from Tangled. I love that. It's so whimsical and fun and just great, whatever. I keep going back to Beauty and the Beast, and I don't want to keep going back to the same.
No, but go back to it.
Over.
It's good.
But the opening song with Belle is just it's wonderful, and I'm putting myself too in this period of like I guess, senior in high school, probably when I saw this actually, the year after it came out, being in college, kind of getting into Disney movies again when I really hadn't watched a whole lot of them. Not that I was rejecting them, I just didn't have the videos. I didn't have the clamshells and stuff, the videotapes to watch them. And so I remember, Little Mermaid was wonderful when I saw it in like 1989, but I was watching it at the same time as I was watching Somewhere Out There, 5 Goes West,
5 Goes West.
Tale. To me it was all the same, and I'm like, well, not really recognizing this was Disney. So the opening song with Belle is it's
a great one.
So great. And
the village
visually it's pretty and it's beautiful. And she's walking through and she's singing about the baker and it's a bit alarming and blah, blah, blah. Who thought this could be and whatever. And, her love.
I could do the whole song if you need me
I'm
to.
sure
I have the soundtrack.
I know you could. We all have the soundtrack. So I'm going to go with that or the Tangled When Will My Life Begin, because it's just so fun.
They're both good.
But How Far I'll Go is also just from Moana.
Oh, that's a great song.
It's so powerful.
It's such a great song. I cried. I literally cried.
And the reason I think it's so important too is because Moana is one of the first ones that did not have a prince. And so, yes, there was Merida, but again, as we said before, she didn't really have a prince to go with her, but she didn't really have a song. So Moana's coming out, not singing a love song, not singing a song about her relationships or whatever. She's singing a song about her destiny and her future and how strong she is. And so I think that's a big deal, especially for girls who were like, I don't care about boys. I want to be an astronaut. I want to be whatever, blah, blah, blah. How far will I go? But I think out of all these, I'm going to throw it to Belle. I'm going to go with Belle.
That's fair. I mean, I said, there's not like a bad one amongst them. Like, honestly, I would happily listen to any of them. So, and on a given day, I might change my mind.
So this is the next category. This is going to be a little harder because there's not a lot to it. So we're going to say past and present. We'll say past attractions as well, but not future. So you can't say Journey of Water because we don't know.
Okay.
Your favorite princess attraction?
This one is challenging because there are not as many as you might think.
Not a lot. And I'll go first on this. My mind automatically goes to Snow White's Scary Adventures.
Same.
And I probably am going to say that one. The one at Disney World anyway. I know there's a Disneyland one.
I do like the Disneyland one.
It's creepy.
It's super creepy
ride.
It is creepy.
And I've heard, and I'm not a cast member, so I can't tell this for sure, but I've heard that cast member 1 or 2 of them have to ride the ride at the end of the night by themselves to kind of go through the ride or walk through the ride as well. And I've heard that one is like, when you walk through it by yourself, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning and some of the lights are on. It's just like, it's creepy. I know. It's a cool attraction, but it's great.
It is a cool attraction. And it is kind of one of the originals, which is probably why I'm throwing it to that one.
Yep.
I mean, listen, I'm not throwing shade on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. We love that one. It's also Snow White themed, but Little Mermaid, Journey of the Little Mermaid. I don't know. Voyage of the Little Mermaid.
Voyage of the Little Mermaid. Voyage of the Little Mermaid. And then there's Journey Under the Sea with the Little Mermaid.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. So Journey Under the Sea with the Little Mermaid is the one in Magic Kingdom and Disneyland Pixar Pier. Well, near Pixar Pier, I guess.
Yeah.
So in any case, it's a good attraction. I'm just going to give it to the OG. I'm going to give it to Snow White.
Well, and this is a lesson to Disney and to Universal too. No matter what you try to pull off in terms of your names and your attractions, we're going to go the least common denominator.
Correct.
Because when we're in Magic Kingdom, we don't go with, let's go to Journey Under the Sea with the Little Mermaid. We say, you're going to ride Mermaid? Let's go. Okay, let's go do Little Mermaid.
Let's go do Mermaid,
and then we'll hop over to Storybook Circus.
Yeah.
When you're in Hollywood Studios, let's just say it's open, nobody goes, do you want to do Voyage of the Little Mermaid show? Let's go do that. They're going to say, we're going to do the Mermaid show real quick, and then we'll meet you over at Slinky Dog.
100%.
Least common denominator. So there's no need to do this whole,
and it's
like,
the same
long
thing. Even with the new, like, Tiana's Riverboat Adventures, which we can't put into this because it's not open yet. It's not open. We're going to call it Tiana's. Let's just be real. It's going to be like, hey, you guys want to ride Tiana? Okay.
Yep. Yes, exactly. Or Princess and the Log. We might call it that too, which would be fun. And so, all right. So there's that. Also, we have to say too, Enchanted Tales with Belle. I have to throw that in there.
Oh, that is a good one.
That's a great attraction. It really
is.
Closed
right now.
It is closed right now.
They need to get reopened, but it is good.
Hoping.
The effects are amazing.
Yeah, and it's one of those attractions I tell people to go on, especially parents. They're like, I don't know. I'm like, do it. It's one of the basically like number one in the list of attractions that I'm told by my clients and families I send down there to say, we're so glad you told us to do this. We are so glad. We're so happy you wanted us to do this, and we did it. So that's awesome.
It's such a good one.
Sidekicks. We'll run through the sidekicks real quick. Snow White doesn't really have a sidekick. I mean, the animals, the forest animals. Snow White.
Well, no, because I mean, the Seven Dwarfs were like kind of sort of that Yeah.
Yeah. Cinderella, of course, had Jacques and Gus.
Jacques and Gus.
So you got them. Aurora, you didn't really have sidekicks there either.
Well, she had woodland creatures and the fairies, but they were
you don't have a
supporting
name, I don't know
characters.
that.
Well,
Yeah.
Flora, Fauna, Merryweather.
Yeah, I know. But
are we going to call them sidekicks?
I don't think they're sidekicks. I
No,
think they're
okay.
supporting characters.
Okay.
Characters. Little Mermaid. This is when we get into the sidekick revolution going on here because we have Flounder and Sebastian. Beauty and the Beast. Of course, we have Lemure and Cogsworth. That's kind of Lemire. As their sidekicks.
And Mrs. Potts and Chip.
Exactly. And Aladdin, we've got Raja, the tiger, but that's her sidekick.
And then Abu.
But that's not hers though. Abu belongs to
Aladdin. That's true.
Yeah, that's not her sidekick.
No, Raja is
Raja.
Jasmine's,
so I'm crossing off Raja off my list. Pocahontas is what Miko and
Miko and Flit.
Miko and Flit.
The little hummingbird.
Mulan is Mushu. Mushu's tough. That's a tough contender right there.
I heart Mushu.
Oh, I love Mushu. Princess and the Frog. We've got Ray.
Wait, isn't there also a cricket? She has Mushu and she has a cricket, doesn't she?
Does she?
I'm almost positive Mulan has a cricket. I'm going to the Google right now. I'm almost positive. I'm positive there's a cricket.
I don't know that I've ever seen Mulan all the way through. I'll be honest with you.
It is a cricket.
Do we know the cricket's name? Mushu.
I'm looking.
Dragon. And
she meets blah 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 blah. 2 more characters are added, and then
well, okay. So at this point, because we can't think of the name of the character, I'm assuming
it's a lucky cricket.
It's not going to be.
Crikey,
Crikey,
or Crikey. I think it's probably.
Is he Australian?
I don't know.
Oh, Crikey, we must go fight the warriors.
There is a cricket. There's a cricket.
Yeah, but because we can't think of the name of the cricket, I don't think it matters.
Okay.
All right. So Tiana, Tiana doesn't really have a sidekick either. I guess Carlotta might be her sidekick.
Well, I mean,
Ray's hard.
Ray, because he's like a supporting character, as is Louis.
So I'm going to cross that out.
So we're going to say they're not sidekicks, they're supporting characters?
They're supporting characters.
Okay.
Like Pascal, Rapunzel, that is a sidekick.
That's a
sidekick. Merida, I mean, not really.
Not really. The brothers are bears, but
Moana, not really.
Well, no, Hey.
Oh, that's right. You have Hey.
You got Hey, and then you've got Pua, but Pua doesn't factor through a lot of it.
Right.
So Hey is
because Pua doesn't come on the boat with him. Just Hey, correct?
No, just Hey.
Okay, gotcha. And then you've got Raya and her guardian her sidekick is Tuk Tuk. Alan Tudyk is Tuk Tuk. Raya's best friend, and who's an armadillo and a pill bug.
Okay.
So for me, sidekicks, Mushu and Pascal, and I'm probably going to go with Mushu as my favorite sidekick. I love Mushu. Eddie Murphy does something with that character that I think is just spectacular.
Dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow.
Right?
It was brilliant. I did love Mushu. I have my picture with Mushu, and that was that was one of those. Whenever it was after it was an after party, like after a race, I think, and I got to meet Mushu, and I was like, yes, Mushu. So yeah, for me, this is a tough one. This is really hard. I'm probably, and again, some of this is just because I grew up watching the film so much. I'm probably gonna go back to Jacques and Gus.
Okay,
I love Gus and
Stephanie's
Jacques.
favorite. Stephanie's favorite.
I love them. I just love them. I think they're hilarious. Susie and Perla are 2 of the other mice also, and I also really enjoyed them. But I mean, Mushu is a very top contender as well. I gotta say.
Do you remember the animation station over in Hollywood Studios? You can go in, and there was a Mushu video where he would teach you how to draw stuff like that. And you had a real life back when you had real life cast members interacting with the animation. It was so good. I remember telling Steph, I'm like, if I ever worked at Disney World, I want that job. He's talking to Mushu. How cool is that?
So
talking
cool.
to Mushu. That's fantastic. So
it's so cool.
So Mushu's probably my favorite sidekick. Now, my favorite sidekick overall is obviously Rhino from Bolt, but Bolt's not a princess.
Not a princess.
I just want to throw that in there. All right. So favorite prince. Now, some of these want princess, some of these won't. But Snow White has the prince.
Just Prince Charming.
Prince Charming.
Don't they call him Prince Charming? Yes.
Prince Charming No, Prince Charming is Cinderella.
No, it's just the prince. You're right. It's just the prince.
Yeah, Snow White is just the prince.
Prince Charming is Cinderella.
And Aurora has Prince Philip, but that was the first prince with a name.
Correct.
Funny story. That is Steph's favorite prince. She loves her some Philip. And at a Halloween party one year, this was maybe 08, maybe 09.
Okay.
We were at the front of the park, and the night was winding down, basically.
Okay.
It was like 11:40, 11:45. We were like, well, maybe get on one more attraction. And we were talking to a cast member, and she mentioned Prince Philip, and the cast member was like, oh, well, Philip and Aurora are meeting. And they said somewhere like Fantasyland, like across the park.
Oh
basically.
my gosh.
And Steph looked at me and she goes, I want to meet Philip. And I was like, are you kidding? It's 10 to, she's like, I want to meet Philip. So we trucked it across Magic Kingdom in like 5 minutes so she could meet.
I respect that.
She was like, I had to meet Philip. I never get to meet Philip. I met Philip. And
I
she
respect
was so
her
excited.
decision,
Yeah.
and I would have done the same thing
Yeah.
because that's that's one of those white whales that I've never gotten.
Yeah, you don't get, and we got a picture with Prince Philip and Sleeping Beauty. And, so there's Prince Philip. Ariel, of course, has Eric. Belle has Beast. Aladdin has, Jasmine has Aladdin. Pocahontas has
John Smith.
Mulan has, and I can't remember the guy's name. I'm not going to try it. Because I don't want to culturally appropriate anything. Li Shang, I think that's right.
I think.
Tiana has Naveen. Rapunzel has Flynn Rider. Meredith is single.
Merida.
I'm not even going to try to edit that out. I'm staring at it. I'm looking at the list of princesses, and I still said Meredith. Moana, also single. Raya, also single. And
okay, but we also need to clear this up. Everyone's like, oh, the Beast's name is Adam. That is not anywhere. That is not a Disney thing. People have made that up. So his name is not Adam. We don't know his name.
And he looks better as the Beast because Adam was not a good looking character. He just wasn't. He wasn't a good looking dude. He wasn't. Anyway, so okay. Jen, your favorite prince as the female of the duo here. Your favorite prince. Philip.
I agree with Steph. I mean, probably followed up by I'm gonna follow it up with Prince Eric, probably. Okay. But no, I prefer Philip.
I'm gonna go with, well, it's easy for me to say Flynn Rider because I think Flynn Rider is fantastic.
Oh, he's a great character.
He's great.
He's a great character.
Love meeting him from my perspective. But I gotta give props to Naveen because up until that point, every prince, even Aladdin you had, was a little more prim and proper, and Aladdin, part of his charm was that he was not. He was the street rat and everything like that. And that was part of him, his character. Like, well, look at him; he's so crazy because he lives in the street, and so he's not prim and proper. Blah blah blah.
Right.
Naveen was the first prince that came along that was. He was sarcastic.
Yeah,
and he was witty,
that's
and
true.
He was self-deprecating, and he was a total change in the whole prince mentality.
He
and
was.
I loved that. I did, because you also had
he's a great character.
Yeah, you had an 11-year gap between Mulan and Princess of the Frog. You had the dark years. Really, there are not a whole lot going on there, prince and princess wise. You had, which we'll get to in just a second about who could have been there. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Naveen on this. My favorite probably is Flynn Rider, but Naveen, I think, to me, is probably a very important prince when it comes to this. And underrated.
I will agree with that. I would agree with that because and I remember watching Princess and the Frog thinking, this movie is not what I expected it to be, and I like it. Like, I mean, I thought it was just going to be the typical, like some of the plot twists. I was like, wait a minute, what? Okay, like I like this, and I love the music, and I think we've all.
Well, and Tiana was like that too. Tiana was like really the first one that, I mean, obviously, again, Mulan, but part of that story was the fact that she was going so against type.
Exactly.
Tiana wasn't trying to go against type. Tiana was Tiana, but she was made up differently. And
she was it was just a different storyline than some of the other.
She was spunky and she was fun.
Quote, classic fairy tales.
Exactly. And I like that. I mean, I think Princess of the Frog is a landmark movie for Disney animation.
Oh no, it
is.
totally
It's a great movie. It's not one of my 3 or 4 favorites. I love it. It's not top 3 out of all these for me, but I think it's such a landmark. It's a great movie with character-wise and song.
Yeah.
And also, again, the return of the princesses, because Mulan to Frog was 11
She really
years,
was, because it was Tiana and then Rapunzel, I think.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So that was that basically kicked off the new era, the new revival. Finally, Jen, let's talk about the ones who we think should be princesses and just so Bob's call you. Well, the Bob, I guess, calls you.
The Bob.
Or whoever's, I don't know who actually is in charge of animation at this point. Is it, I don't know if it's Brad Bird or whoever. Whoever calls you for Disney Animation says, Jen, we heard your podcast about princesses. We love it. We want to put 2 princesses in that exist right now. Okay. In. One that is a princess. We need to make sure that she is a princess, but deserves it and 2, you can play the other one. You can play a little fast and loose with the rules. If she's not exactly a princess, who deserves that title, whatever, blah, whatever you think. What do you think? Your thoughts?
This one's a challenge. So the first one that my head went to was Megara.
Okay. Yep.
But she wasn't officially a princess, was she?
That's the whole thing, is I don't know if she's a princess.
I don't remember if she was a princess though.
So Megara is a damsel in distress.
She's a damsel in distress, but is
damsel in distress? And let's see. Susan Egan was Megara. She was. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I really don't know. I should know, but I don't know.
I don't remember. So I mean, anyway, we'll just pretend that since we don't know, we'll put her in that category. It can be whatever, because why not?
Okay.
And for actual princesses, this one's harder because a lot of them have already been inducted, and we've talked about why Anna and Elsa, because they're queens. So different story there. I'm going to have to go with Giselle.
I agree with Giselle. And
I think Giselle is a perfect one.
The only reason that from what I understand that she's not a princess is because Disney did not want to have to pay for the lifetime rights to Amy Adams' face, basically. Because I mean, seriously, because she's an animated character and a real life character. Yeah. And so they had to judge that in between. And so they did not want to pay for the rights of that.
I mean, that's fair.
And which bringing Amy Adams into Disney permanently would just fill my heart with so much joy, because I love my Amy Adams. I really do. Absolutely. It broke my heart when she joined the DC universe and she was Lois Lane in the Superman movies.
I know.
She's the only good spot in those movies. Those movies are terrible. And I'm like, well, I have to watch them because it's Amy Adams.
Maybe we can get her an MCU for you.
That would be great. I would love that. That would be fantastic. Fantastic. I do think, and I would go with Meg as well, but at the same time, I feel like Tinkerbell should be a princess again.
Really? Okay.
Because the Disney fairies have gone nowhere. It's not a line they put much stock into in the last 10 years. It's true. It's just, it's not really a franchise. It is, but it's not.
But it's not, right?
And I don't know. I just feel like Tinkerbell could add something, a cool dynamic to the princesses. The other one that it keeps coming to mind, of course, is Kida from Atlantis and the Atlantis.
Yeah.
And she is a true princess. She's a real true princess that never got her due. And she's a warrior princess. And she is one of the ones that, she does end up having a love story there. But at the same time, she was like a Mulan type warrior.
Yes.
And I feel like she's a character that have pushed, because she had this really crazy hair, and she was dark complected, and she was strong, she had an accent and everything like that. And I feel like she could have been another one of the princesses that have been a great role model for the kids, for the girls, because look at her and how powerful she is. But of course the movie didn't do well, and they kind of just shelved it and were like, okay, Atlantis is over here, So
well, that was the Dark Ages.
Yep. All right, so your top 3 favorite princesses in any order. Doesn't have to be.
Oh my gosh.
Your top 3 favorite princesses out of all 13. I mean, you can rank them if you want, all 13, but I don't know if you want to do
I
that.
can't go in a particular order. I mean, I can't.
No, you don't. But give me your favorite 3 in any particular order.
In any particular order. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Belle.
Yep. That's
sure. I mean, because we've already said Belle is my favorite princess.
Right.
Oh my gosh. How do I pick? Okay. Probably Jasmine.
Okay.
Again, growing up, loved Jasmine. You know what? This one's going to probably surprise people. And not because it's my favorite movie.
Okay.
I love Pocahontas.
Okay.
I do. Probably because she's based on a real character. Right. I don't know. When the movie came out, and I'm a huge history fan. So I'm going to give it to Pocahontas, which is probably
okay. All right. Well, Belle, I go with you on Belle. Rapunzel. She's my favorite. Rapunzel is my favorite princess. She's the one that I had the Disney crush on. She's one of the characters that when I meet, I'm like, dry mouth. I don't even know it's stupid because every other character, I'm like, hey, what's going on? Hey, Belle, Tiana, what's happening? Rapunzel, I'm like, hi, Rapunzel. I'm just, can I take a picture? Just okay. And I walk away going, well, that was cool. And probably looking at this list, I'm gonna say Tiana.
Okay, yeah.
I love her character. I love her story, and I love that whole story itself. Just for like I said, the what she meant to the Disney company as a princess, and I just think she's cool. So those gonna be my 3: my Belle, my Rapunzel, and Tiana. Those are my 3. So Very nice. Raya will be the next one, and we'll see what happens to the princesses. I don't have any movies on the slate.
No, I don't see any.
There's nothing coming up on the slate for Disney that, unless they go back and retroactively say, okay, well now we're gonna make so and so Princess Mia from Princess Diaries is now a princess.
I mean, maybe there's one in the next few years. It'll, who knows?
Yeah,
because Anna and Elsa were kind of like there, but again, they're queens, so like that.
Right. It wouldn't shock me. It would not make me feel bad if Anna became a princess.
And I feel like she still might.
But I feel like she should get that title because she was a princess first.
Correct.
Before she was a queen, she was a princess first. Yeah. And go ahead and give her that title because, nobody looks at Elsa as a princess, but I think everybody looks at Anna as a princess. So,
right. Everyone's like, okay, Queen Elsa for sure. But
do you like how we set these rules forth and then we just crawl all over them? I'm like, name two. And we're like, this one and that one.
They're more like guidelines.
Guidelines that can be ignored. Exactly. Whatever. So, Jen, you're going to Costa Rica very, very soon. Where can people find all of your adventures, either during or after? Because who knows what the Wi-Fi situation will be in the in the jungle.
Out upon a star Jen is my Instagram. Well, it's all my social medias. Yep. My personal Instagram is at Jen_Novotny. Of course, follow Upon a Star Travel because I am going to be trying to get the stuff to folks to post on my behalf, just in case I can't, really access things. So yes.
Right. And you can find Upon a Star Travel. You can search that on Instagram. You can find it on TikTok. You can find it on Facebook, and we'll be posting a lot of stuff there. The TikTok is hilarious. Again, we keep going back to Meredith. She's been named out like 17 times in this episode. She's our TikTok girl. She's the one that runs the TikTok stuff, and she does a great job at it. So I got to give her props on that. Find me at the Magic $100 Instagram. I just hit 700 today. I'm so excited. It's a milestone for me. Yay! Finally, so now 710 is my next goal, and so we'll just keep inching up. Find me on Facebook at Disney on $1 and Magic on $1. I've been doing princess stuff all week, actually, letting people vote on their favorite princesses. And by the time you guys hear this, I've got two mini tournaments going on one page on my Magic on $1 page. It's the tournament of the princesses who should be princesses, like the Giselle and the Kita. And I've got a match going on today, or should be, maybe already happened, between Princess Mia from Princess Diaries and Elizabeth Swann from Pirates of the Caribbean, because she's the governor's daughter.
That's true.
So, again, we're playing fast and loose with the rules here, but sure, why not? Also, on my other one, my Disney on $1 page, I've got your favorite princesses. We're voting on favorite princesses and stuff, and some shocking results here and there, but having some fun with that. I do not subscribe to the theory that Princess Leia should be an official Disney princess. I think that is an entirely different world.
Oh, it's different. Yeah, different.
Because if you opened up to that, suddenly now you've got the xenomorph from Aliens. Like, well, there's the queen, and guess what? There's the princess. What do you think?
I think we got to keep those worlds separate.
Yeah, we got to keep them separate. I really do. I think we keep them separate completely. So, find us on all those places and everything like that. Jen, have fun at Costa Rica, and we will talk to you when you get back. We'll have Heather or somebody on, or we'll figure out next week's episode. Like I said, we'll try to figure out maybe a way you can call in for 5 minutes, and when you're not battling spider monkeys and South American jungle cougars or whatever in the jungle. And we look forward to hearing everything. Be safe, and for you guys out there, don't forget to thank your Phoenicians.
Thank you for listening to the Main Street Electrical Podcast. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at the MSE Podcast, or visit our website at themsepodcast.com. Be sure to subscribe, and may all your wishes come true.